Hey folks, this is Kelani. A new patch just went up onto the PTR for testing, but this time it's not a 0.5 patch. On the PTR you will find patch 7.3.2, a curious number considering we've had nothing but 0s and 5s until now. I wonder if that means we'll be having more smaller patches until the end of the expansion as opposed to just one or two larger ones. I guess time will tell, but I do believe there's significance to this being a 0.2 and not a 0.5. Either way, let's have a look at what's in store. So apparently this patch won't be large, we'll only be getting a few bits and pieces and no real new content to sink our teeth into. To quote lore, this update focuses around updating some back-end systems as well as making final adjustments in preparation of the Antorus raid. So no new features or content, but that doesn't mean there isn't anything interesting for us to gawk at. The first thing being added is a Primal Sargerite vendor. This chap works in more or less the same exact way as the Blood of Sargeras vendor, except it's Primal Sargerite for Argus crafting materials instead of the Broken Isles materials. That means you can trade Sargerite for Astral Glory, Imperium, Fiendish Leather, Lightweave Cloth, and any of the epic gems. Thank Azeroth, Primal Sargerite will have a decent use finally. I imagine the prices of quite a few of those items will likely reduce in value when this patch goes live, so that might be something to take into consideration for all of those gold hoarding goblins out there. The vendor is located in the Vindikar, so he's pretty easy to spot. The second new addition, which is probably a bit more interesting for most people, is a new legendary upgrade item, Awoken Titan Essence. We're going to have to go through all the same hoops once again to upgrade our legendaries to their assumed final form at item level 1000. We've finally done it. 4-digit item level. That's pretty ridiculous, but it was bound to happen sooner or later. I wonder how a new stat squish would look and whether it would affect item level or not. I doubt I'll ever get used to having item level 1023 loot dropping. We're currently assuming that there will be a quest very similar to the others, which basically entails you doing everything you're already doing, but now you get a quest item which eventually lets you upgrade a legendary. So slowly but surely every single legendary you own will be item level 1000. It's safe to assume that any legendaries that drop after this patch go live will automatically be eye level 1000 as well. We also have more information about Argus the Unmaker, which is the last boss in the up-and-coming Antorus raid. You can see his abilities and available loot in the dungeon journal, which includes some rather exciting trinkets. There's 6 in total and they all seem to have rather powerful effects, but what's even more curious is each of them have some text referencing being empowered by the Pantheon, which increases their potential power quite drastically. Now where that empowerment comes from, we're not entirely sure. It could be in certain encounters, or it could be after we defeat Argus himself. The fight layout and abilities sound really interesting too, so if you make your way onto the PTR, make sure you give them a good look through. Speaking about the Argus encounter, something terrible seems to happen after we destroy the Tortured Titan's soul. Now things are going to get a bit spoilery, so just a heads up before we continue. During the fight, or after the fight, Sargeras actually manages to stab Azeroth right in the middle of Silithus. There's a new map available for preview called Silithus the Wound, and it does appear to be a new instance map, which means the old one will still be there. This is probably going to be like seeing Argus in the sky. It only appeared after defeating Kil'jaeden in the Tomb of Sargeras. I assume once you beat Argus the Unmaker, you will be able to see the new Silithus with a huge open wound, which is apparently quite a problem indeed. In some data-mined audio files you can hear Khadgar talking about Azeroth's life essence seeping out into the sands of Silithus, and that the Titan's blood has incredible powers. The sands of Silithus may just be soaked with that enormous power that anyone with not so good intentions will likely try to seize for themselves. I think we might know where the next expansion will kick off. And of course no patch, large or small, would be complete without some tuning changes. There's a few changes to classes and specs, though nothing all that big, but there's also some changes to the new tier set bonuses which will be coming with Antorus. I'll link everything that I've talked about in the comment section below so you don't have to go hunting for it yourselves, but that's it for patch 7.3.2 and for this video. So if you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Or hop on over to Discord. We have a server at discord.gg/Kelani. Great place to come ask questions or just hang out. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always I will see you next time.